Hey guys, it's Ted Bogert. Welcome back to the Ted Show. You know how much I love our musical guests. And this one is coming to us, God bless him, all the way from Australia. It is 6 a.m. where he is. Unbelievable. Next time we'll get you on at a decent hour, my friend. This is Don Mai. We're going to talk about his music. Enjoy all the little things. I want to know why he chose that as the title. And of course, at the very end, he's going to perform a song for us. Welcome, Don. How are you this morning, I guess?
Hey, Ted. Thank you very much for having me on your show. I'm doing great. Thank you. Yeah, it is very early, so I am a little bit tired,
You're
but I'm
brave,
excited.
my friend. I feel so bad for not paying attention to that, but next time we will correct that. Thank you for getting up early. I know my audience will love what you have to perform, so thank you. And I love the accent, so there you go. It's the first I heard it right now.
Thank you
So
so
I told
much.
you before we went live, they love origin story. We all do. We want to know a little bit about Don, you know, if you always performed in front of your parents, kind of your journey to where you're at now. So give us a little 411 on Don.
Yeah, so I think I've got a pretty interesting story because, like, growing up, both my parents are musicians. Like, my mum's a singer, my dad's a piano player, but they never actually encouraged me to go into music. Like, it was kind of a path that I found on my own. So it was just like one day I was just playing the piano at my grandparents' house, and I just loved it so much that I got my dad to get me piano lessons. And this was around like 8 years old. So yeah, I didn't even start playing piano till I was 8.
That's
And
older, right? For piano players to start.
yeah, and for like, especially when both your parents are musicians, I was like, oh, you would expect them to encourage me to learn earlier on. But yeah, so I didn't learn till I was 8, and then it was just classical piano because that's what my dad learnt with, and that's what he encouraged the path that I go down. And eventually I started hating it because
Because you had to
classical
do
music.
it.
Yeah, exactly. Classical music isn't my thing, and I just didn't want to learn anymore. And my dad's like, eventually, like, you're gonna preach one day when you're older. And as a kid, I'm like, no, I'm not. I hate this. Like,
No, I'm not.
yeah. So then eventually, I quit piano. Like, my dad gave up on getting me to learn it, and then that was like when I started picking up acoustic guitar, and because there was just this one laying in the house, and I started rapping to like pop songs, and it was just self-learning on
What
YouTube,
did
like
your
kind of like.
parents think of that, especially your dad who was classically trained? Were they like, what is that you are doing, Don? Or were they supportive or a little combination of both?
He was really supportive. Like, he's the one who also got me another guitar because like the other one was like really old and we just never used it. And yeah, so he bought me another guitar to learn on, and it was just really awesome of him. And like with that, like, I just really was like rediscovering music again, pretty much, just like in my own way now and just doing what I like. And yeah, it's just led me down to like learning pop songs, which is where it's gotten to me now. I'm like a pop songwriter. It's
So
also
what's it like?
just
Did you get your voice from your mom, do you think?
honestly, I don't think so, because so my parents are divorced, and she lives in Sydney. So like growing up, I didn't sing with her or anything. So it was like over here in Melbourne, learning like how to sing on my own from YouTube. So I kind of discovered it myself. I've still never really sung with her, which I'm looking forward to.
Oh my God,
But
that's the show we have to do.
yeah, for sure, come back and I'll bring my mum on.
So it's one thing to appreciate it, learn piano, do guitar as a kid. Um, when did you realize that you wanted to do this as your career as an adult? When did you know what was the turning point for you that you said, "All right, I want to do this. This is my passion."
So I wouldn't say it was straight away that I knew I wanted to do this as a career, because it was like mainly right after school, like once deciding what to do for uni. And I was like, yeah, I don't see myself really doing anything else besides music, because that's the only thing that excites me at the moment. And so I went to Col Arts, which is short for the Australian College of the Arts, and that was where I fell in love with music even more. It was where I picked up more skills, such as a bit of producing, songwriting, performing. And yeah, that was like, we were working on our original music like once every trimesters, because it was separated into 3 trimesters instead of 2 semesters. And that was like, yeah, where I loved it so much that I've just been doing it seriously ever since leaving university.
So what would you say your musical, how would you describe your music to the audience? Pop, rap? Is it a combination? Tell us a little bit about your music. And then also, when you're done with that, tell us about your songwriting process, how you get motivated and inspired.
Yep. So yeah, I would say my is very versatile, because as I listen to a whole wide range of pop music and I also produce my own stuff, I love to experiment. So I wouldn't say I have a very niche sound, or at least not yet, but I mainly focus on pop. That's the main area that I gravitate my sounds to. But I do get inspired from other genres and add different elements in. And every song that you hear that I'm currently releasing is different from the last, but it'll still have my Don pop twist on it. Like,
where do you get your inspiration for songwriting? I love to ask anybody who writes songs, because sometimes people get it from other stories. A lot of people get it, it's autobiographical. Where would you say the majority of your inspiration comes from?
I like to write songs that are relatable to people. So I would either draw experiences from myself or experiences that my friends have told me about. I like to bring songs that are memorable and catchiness to an audience. So if they hear it, it'll bring them back to a certain time of memory that they can relate to. And because I feel like as artists, we need to not only express ourselves, but also have something for other people to express themselves, which they can't in the music world.
Agreed. I mean, I think that anytime a musician's up there, and I want to ask you this, when you're performing, which I don't know where Australia is on this, but I'm guessing you're doing some sort of performance, whether it be Zoom or otherwise. When you are singing a song that you wrote, are you feeling it at that moment? Do you get emotional? Do you go back to what you were feeling when you wrote it?
Honestly, I'm not really an emotional guy, but I do go back to the time when I was feeling what I did. So yeah.
That's so good. No, I love an honest answer. That is great. You're the first artist to ever say that to me. Most of it's, they're like, yes, I feel it, and it was autobiographical. I love that, because honestly, I don't necessarily know that you have to. That's why I always ask people where they get their inspiration, because you could write a song and you're just doing it because you like the catchy tune, you like the words, you like the story it tells. It doesn't have to be a cry moment every single time you get up and perform, which I love. All right, so tell us, what are you going to sing for us, and give us a little background on the song.
So this song is called Better. I released it in early June, and it's a song about moving on from someone that you've cared so much for about, and you just can't do it anymore. It's just come to the point where it's better to move on, and even though it hurts, it's for the best for the both of us.
I love it. All right, I'm going to take myself off. Y'all give it up for Don Mai. He's going to sing Better. And take your time.
Thank you. Can you hear this all right, the guitar?
I can hear it great.
Cool. Woke up, can't sleep, my mind is all caught up, processing all my thoughts. I need to get some rest for work, but it's so hard to fall asleep. Some things don't end the way you thought it would, and that's okay. It's all about accepting things for what it is. 'Cause I've been chasing all this time. I need to let you go and hope you come back. Even if you don't, it's for the better. Put all my effort on the wrong things, that's why I got so messed up. I really thought you were different. I don't know how I was caught up. Needed to take a step back to backtrack. It was then I realized that some things don't end the way you thought it would, and that's okay. It's all about accepting things for what it is. 'Cause I've been chasing all this time. I need to let you go and hope you come back. Even if you don't, it's for the better. I thought you were the one. I got way too obsessed, and then I realized you don't care and it's for the better. Ooh, 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 ooh,
I love that song. I love the words to that song. I didn't expect the little rap in the between. I don't even know if we call it rap. Spoken word, rap, I guess. But I loved the message of that, and it was beautiful. I loved it. Better. I think we can all relate to that song. You won't get emotional about it, but I bet somebody will.
Well, surprisingly,
all right.
I did a little bit.
Did you? Okay, good. This is good. I love that. Well, it is 6 a.m., my friend. You're probably exhausted.
Maybe.
Tell us the best. First of all, tell us where they can find your music, how they can get better, so to speak, how they can follow you, engage with you. Y'all, you want to buy and download his music wherever it is. We want to support our creatives and our artists like Don. Tell us the best way.
Yep, so you can find my music on all streaming platforms, whether it's Spotify, Apple Music, YouTube, Deezer, any of that sort. My main social media platforms are YouTube, Instagram, and Facebook. I'll mainly be active on Instagram. I'm trying to reach out more to the others, such as TikTok as well, but it's always so hard to just be active on social media. Especially, I'm not like a really social media person as well, so I'm like forcing myself to post, but it's always awesome to connect with people.
I think we could all listen to your accent all day long, Don. Love it. That was so good. Go to Instagram.com/DonMai with an extra I at the end. You can find him. I've tagged him everywhere. You can find him, but just search for Don Mai Music. I am sure you'll find him. Get out and support creatives like Don. It's so important. Download his music, buy his music, follow him. More followers, the better. Thank you, Don, for getting up at 6 a.m. Next time, I will be totally flexible for you. Come back anytime. But I loved it. I thought it was great. Thanks for being on the show, buddy.
Thank you so much for having me, Ted. It was an absolute pleasure speaking with you. Like, you just make it flow so naturally.
It's all you, my friend. Thank you for that. All right, get out and